Hi, how are you? Russell Cummings here. Just wanted to take you through the 90 days sales canvas. So really, this is just a plan for your sales. And I think that the rationale for putting it together is that too many businesses, we have business plans, we have financial plans, we have people plans, we have workforce plans, we have all sorts of plans, marketing plans. We often don't have a sales plan. And this is just a simple template to help you do some planning around your sales. Now, there's obviously a lot of thought and effort goes into filling out each of these boxes. And for some of you, you won't need to fill out all of the boxes. But so but let's just take you through what some of those boxes might look like. So start up on the top left hand side. What are your sales goals? Do you have a dollar figure? Is there a margin? Is there a volume target? Are there any specific sales goals you have? Are there any significant targets that you need to meet that could be geographic or something else that aren't related to dollars or something else? Pick up 5 new clients, that sort of stuff. So just think about your sales goals and targets. Are there any ratios and metrics that you might be looking at here? So thinking about, sometimes you might just put a percentage. It could be, I need to call 100 prospects a day. No, that won't be right. 5 prospects a day. You know what I mean? And in here you might put a percentage or something else, or you might put a measure. So only the measures or ratios. What's my close rate? Mailing. So you can change these around if you want to. You get some, you can move things around, but really that's about just setting the high level goals for what you want to achieve. Okay. Really important you understand who your target market is, so your avatar. So what are the demographics that describe it? What's the identity? That sort of stuff. You'll find there's a video on avatars on the Shift website that you can think that'll step you through this process. You just want to put the key points here. All right. So once we've got our avatar, then we can move over here and say, so our business, what is it we do? How do we do it, and why do we do it? You want to have some of those things mapped out so you're really, really clear. What are some of the key problems we solve for our target market? Not in general, but for our target market. What are some of the key problems we solve? Therefore, what is our offer? And it could be package solutions to do X, Y, Z. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right? You could do that sort of stuff. In terms of these things here around planning for things like cold calling, right? So again, there's stuff on the Shift website about purpose, process, payoff, right? So it's setting up for your cold call. So what's the purpose of the call? What's the process that you're going to work through on the call? What's the payoff for the client? So you want to have some of those things worked out. The other thing is, are there any killer questions that you can be asking your client, your prospects, to get their attention? So if you're industry specific, you may have some really clear questions that you ask people that help you determine whether they have a real need for you. And we call them killer questions because they're just cut right to the heart of the issue. It's probably a better name for that, but anyway. Spin questions. So anybody that's done any spin selling, so get Neil Rackham's book on spin and have a read of it. It's called Spin Selling, so it's not too hard. One of the best-selling books on sales around. There's also a truck ton of stuff on YouTube. If you just put in about spin selling, you'll find there's a whole heap of stuff come up. What are the situational questions you can ask? What are problems questions can you ask? What implications questions can you ask? And finally, are there needs questions, or what's your process for summarizing the client's needs? All right, so all that stuff's the sort of the planning stuff, right? And that's what we need to be thinking about here. Here's the pipeline, right? So we need to put your pipeline in here. This is a typical pipeline. People start as a prospect. We understand what their needs are. We make them an offer at some point. There might be some negotiation. This could be a proposal or something. There might be a negotiation phase, and then they're on board in implementation. We then need to deliver and think about expanding relationships. So at each stage in the pipeline, there could be some key notes or some key things that you want to make that help you determine that. So are there any notes you want to add around your pipeline? And then in terms of building people to talk to, leads and that sort of stuff, if you go to, again, the website, you'll see there's a heap of stuff around promotional planning, it's called, and you basically need to do some networking, some broadcast activity, some one-to-one selling, and are there any particular promotions or things that you're going to run? So you might have a special on XYZ product in the of May, a 20% discount in May, or a 2-for-1 offer, or something else that you might be running promotions. And remember, this is the 90 days. So in the next 90 days, are there any promotions? In the next 90 days, what are we going to do in terms of networking? You know, we're going to go to BX or BNI, the Chamber of Commerce, and meet some more people. Broadcast activities. What are we going to be doing? We're going to run some webinars, we're going to do some other stuff, and then some one-to-one selling. So one-on-one selling or relationship building here is, who are the centers of influence? Who are the referral sources that I can go and talk to that are likely to refer me stuff? All right. And the last piece is then, what are the 90-day actions? All right. So what are the actions I'm going to take in the next 90 days, and what's the date in order to move my sales process along? Okay, so if you, as I keep mentioning, if you go to the Shift website, there's a heap of resources here that will help you with some of these areas. But otherwise, I'm really happy if you want to give me a call and have a chat. Really happy to talk to you about the 90-day sales canvas and how you can make it happen in your business. Cheers.